Do things in the spirit of God. Do things in love. Yes, stuff hit our lives and sometimes it gets us down a little bit. But at the end of the day, we have to learn how to worship God through those hard times and not allow those hard times to change who we are and change how we feel about God, change how we deal with people, change how we deal with God. No, we have to continue to stand on his word and know that God is true to his word and that he has everything under control. But other than that, life is great. This is just how I deal with trials all the time. By the grace of God, I just try my best to just leave it in his hands. And it's not that they don't bother me and that there aren't minutes or hours that I might sit and kind of let it sit on my mind. But by the grace of God, I'm able to shake it off and say, listen, you know what, God? I have to just leave these things in your hand and just let you handle it. But guess what? Sometimes they come back. Sometimes I allow them to come back and they sit right back on my head like a baseball cap or something. But then once again, I have to just shake it off and say, God, listen, this is your problem. You deal with it, because we all are going to go through situations like that. But what I learned about being saved is that you can't stay there. And that's what I love about Job. He didn't stay there. He worshiped God. He had some questions. He had some things that bothered him. But at the end of the day, he knew that God had everything under control. No matter how he felt, no matter how much he talked or how much he sighed or whatever have you. And in the end, guess what? The one that he started out worshiping in the midst of all that he was going through, he increased Job. He doubled everything that Job had. We love to preach that end part of Job's message, but sometimes we need to really go through that beginning when he found out all of the bad news and worshiped, everything that happened in between that whole process. We need to talk about that sometime. His wife coming at him and telling him to curse God and die, having to go through that and deal with that. His friends coming that process is serious because we've been through that type of process when things aren't going well, and then it's just more things coming at us. There's more people coming at us, more things happening. We love to talk about what happened at the end, but sometimes we need to tell what has happened in the middle. But listen, we're in 2021. God is still good. God is still in control. I know these couple of things that's going on right now, God, in my life, God is going to work out. If you got some things coming into this new year that are still trying to mess with you and hound you, and it's not like there aren't going to be some things from the past year that may affect us in this year, but what we talked about, on New Year's Eve and what we've been talking about all year long is we are not going to allow those things to dictate our behavior. We're not going to allow those things to dictate how we feel about God and how we feel about people. Listen, we know that there is no one greater than Jesus Christ, our Lord. I don't know about you guys, but the places and things he brought me from, I can never repay him for that. And that's why by his grace, I strive to stand strong every day on his word, knowing that he has everything under control, and that if it was not for him, I probably would be dead, in jail, somewhere not doing the will of God. So I just wanted to encourage you guys, listen, continue to stand strong. If you came into 2021 like I did with some things still trying to fight you, or even if you didn't, just remember, no matter sunny day, rainy day, snowy day, whatever kind of day, we are going to continue to trust God and trust him at his word. And guess what? Like it has done so many times in the past, it will never let us down. It will always bring us out on top.